is doing her 7th speech out of the Competent Communicator Manual. The project is called Research Your Topic. The speech title is Are You Moody? And Toastmaster Cow says, in light of the recent suicide death of beloved actor and comedian Robin Williams, she would like to talk to you about mood disorders, mainly bipolar disorder, which is near and dear to her heart. Wendy has spent a good amount of time during her nurse practitioner practicum in a busy bipolar disorder clinic in Louisville, Kentucky. Toastmaster Wendy Cow, are you moody? If you want to give me a head nod, I can.
The death of Robin Williams was really sad and really shocking to me, because during my career, when I pursued my nurse practitioner studies, I spent a lot of time watching his movies. He is so funny, just unbelievable. That's the most desirable quality I like. But most people don't know. I don't know if you got the same feeling as I do. He got really good insight for psychiatry as well, mental health-wise. Little did I know that he's been living through this. This is really tragedy for me. From recent publicity, I know he suffered from depression, he suffered from substance problems. Now he committed suicide at age 63. So today I will talk about bipolar and related disorder by DSM-5. DSM stands for Diagnostic and Statistic Manual of Mental Disorders. This is what we call a Bible in psychiatry, so we have to read those. Next slide. Okay, bipolar and related disorder. We have a few categories. Of course, number 1, bipolar type 1 disorder. Number 2, it goes on the list, bipolar type 2. Number 3, I categorize the cyclothymic disorder. Sorry. The last one, actually number 4, I call bipolar disorder caused by either substance or medication or the other medical conditions. The last one is we call other specified or non-specified disorder. Today we're just going to talk about the top 3. Okay, next one. Bipolar disorder type 1. My teacher used to say this is the hardcore bipolar disorder. The criteria for this disorder, number 1, the person has to suffer from at least one manic episode. What is manic episode? We'll talk about in the next slide. Number 2 is we call elevated mood. Average people is right here in the middle. Hopefully everybody here in the room is right here, normal, okay? And then manic is top over there. It's elevated mood along with tons of energy, tons of activity, uncontrollable. The number 3 criteria for that is the time. DSM like to talk about time, meaning this activity lasts about 1 week at least, okay? Next one. This slide we talk about the manic episode. How do you know this person is manic? Criteria A, increased energy or activity. Criteria B, we got a long list, but you have to find 3 of those. It's not everything, but 3 of those. A typical manic person, number 1, you have to see grandiosity. They feel like they were on top of the world. I suffer from low self-esteem. That's why I come to Toastmaster. But these people, they think they are just, I'm good, I'm better than president, I can do anything and everything in the world. They don't have need to sleep. One of the patients I see in the past, they were hovering in the moon because they cannot sleep. They were looking at the moon 2 o'clock in the morning. It's just unbelievable. If you see one, you will know. They were so talkative. Nobody get any chance to talk. You just listen. And then they have so many ideas. One person said, just like marbles bouncing on the floor, they got 1,000 going on at the same time. Of course, the last one, the most important one, is they are impulsive. They get themselves into trouble, such as buying, spending, gambling, or sexual relationship just going out of control, out of character. That's the manic episode. Next one, next slide. The suicidal risk. Bipolar 1, they have at least 15 times of the general population for the suicidal risk. Generally in the public, in the society, we have about 10%. But these folks, they have maybe 30%. We'll get to that slides. Okay, move on, next one. Bipolar 2. What is the criteria for bipolar 2? We have to have at least one hypomanic episode and a major depressive episode. So this one they require 2. Remember, bipolar 1 we only say manic. And the time frame we got 4 days instead of 7 days. The last one is the same, the 3 criteria of the B, the category B list, which means talking, no sleeping, and doing a lot of things at the same time, and impulsive, of course, grandiosity. Okay, next slide. Bipolar 2, suicidal risk. There, on the end of the first paragraph, we have 32.4 plus 33 and 36.3. So bipolar 2 actually is more dangerous. They are equally, they are higher than average population. The severity of attempts, suicidal attempts, may be higher in bipolar 2, so it's kind of pretty bad. Next one, cyclothymic disorder. Cyclothymic disorder, like I said, DSM like to talk about the time frame. So you have to, around 2 years' time, and you got a numerous hypomanic episode that do not meet the criteria for, the symptoms, but do not meet the criteria for the episode, and the numerous depressive symptoms that do not meet the criteria for major depressive episode. So what is major depressive episode, which DSM talks about 2 weeks? You have to suffer from 2 weeks, and then low energy, low interest, or low mood. Then there are a few, we call 4 out of a list, such as sleep problems, fatigue, low self-esteem. People feel like worthless. I feel myself as worthless. Of course, suicidal risk. That's one of the things. And the eating, people eating either too much or too little. That's the major depressive episode. DSM did not tell me a lot of things about the suicidal risk for the major depressive episode. But the risk is there. They did not give me a number for that. Today I talked about bipolar 1, bipolar 2, and the cyclothymic disorder. They are fairly common in our society. It's pretty hard to see those. But I spend a great amount of time, like I said. I know these folks. If you see them, you will never forget about it. And this is just really touched my heart. Even though Air Force population, we don't have this kind of disorder, such as mood and psychosis. But I'm sure in my life, in my career, I will see a lot of them, and I'm trying to work hard to get things better for that aspect. In conclusion, I will tell you one more thing about the average we call mood, okay? Everybody, supposedly, normal people is right here. Hypomanic is right here. Manic is right here, okay? And for the major depressive, they have one they call dysthymic. Dysthymic is right here. Major depressive is down here. Okay, so that's my talk today. Thank you.